How's it going, guys, and welcome back to yet another vlog. Now today I have absolutely zero plans. I have no idea what's going on. I've already created one video for you guys, and I suppose today I'm just going to be brutally honest. So essentially I made a video for you for tomorrow, which is like a really big video sort of thing. I say big video, I used a lot of cameras to record it, so it's literally taken me about 3 days to edit so far. I haven't completely finished it, but yesterday I spent all day editing it, like hours and hours and hours, so I didn't actually make a video. So today I made you the room tour earlier on, which was yesterday's video probably, and then today now I'm making a vlog. So it's become a little bit of a mess for me because I have no idea sort of what's going on, but we're gonna go make a vlog. We're gonna have a nice time. We're gonna go outside. I think we're gonna go have a look at the calves and see how they're doing. So no more of this rambling on. Let's go. Right, so guys, can you see that? I can see my breath. That is better. So we're gonna go have a look at the calves. Yes. So I don't want to go fully in because I don't actually want to stress them out, and I know recently, the last couple of days, they have actually had quite stressful days because they've been TB tested. I've no idea why this one isn't in the actual shed, it's outside the shed, but it is, and that's completely fine. But if you guys can see, without me getting too far in and upsetting them too much, look, that is the newest calf, I believe. So little. I'm really half tempted to climb over this cow to get a picture, but I know I'd get halfway over it and it'd stand up and then I'd be on my bum, and that isn't what we want. So let's move on. This is somebody that we haven't seen for a little while. The goat. The goats are loud. Right, so one of the cows aren't in the shed they should be in. The horses have all escaped the field. The bull's in the wrong field. The calves are in the wrong field. But it's cold, so I'm just going to go back inside. In normal circumstances, I'd actually want to get the animals back into the sheds and all that sort of stuff that they should be in. However, being as it's absolutely freezing, and that's no joke, it is absolutely freezing outside, I'm just going to leave them. Can't want them all. It hasn't rained in like a good while. Like from what I can remember, it hasn't rained in like over a week and a bit, or if it hasn't, it's been at night. And today it's actually rained a little bit, so I don't know if that's why it feels a lot colder than normal, but it definitely does. Anyway, with it being so cold, I think probably the best thing I can do is go get a hot drink. So I'm gonna go do that. Just quick though, I will catch up with the cows at some point soon, the calves rather, and let you guys see. Just maybe another couple more days. So guys, I've got my tea. I'm gonna drink that, do a tiny bit more editing on that room tour video, and then we'll see where we go. I'll catch up with you guys again. So guys, we're in the shed, and why are we in the shed, you may ask? Well, very good question. We're in the shed because I wanted to do a little bit of a story time, and to do the story time I wanted a prop, and that prop is this BMX here, which is the reason that we're out here. So the reason I wanted to come out to this BMX is to come and have a look what sort of things I needed to buy to fix it up so it ran nicely and worked well. I knew one of the tyres had a puncture, but I didn't know what state the rest of the bike was in, so I wanted to come in here and sort of have a look at what parts I needed to buy to get it back up to like complete working health. Because the idea is I want to get it all sorted now, and then when summertime comes I can go and play around on it and mess about and stuff like that. It's been sat in a shed for a few years, mainly just because I haven't had time, like I've been at work and stuff. So like I say, it needed a new tyre, and I put it in the shed, and I was going to get a new tyre, and then like a little bit of time became a lot of time, and then it sort of just progressed, and in the end I never got around to doing the tyre, and it ended up sat there for quite some time. But I'd really like to get it ready for this summer and stuff, because this bike actually means a lot to me, and that's where the story time sort of kicked in. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I thought it might make a bit of an interesting video. Essentially, as some of you guys might know this, A few years ago, when I did my GCSEs, I say a few years ago, it was like a good time ago now, I actually did them in Leicester, so not where I'm currently living or where I lived before. And there was a lot of reasons why, but essentially I ended up in Leicester and had to do my schooling there. Now, Leicester is obviously massively different to where I currently live. You know, it's not sort of out in the countryside and stuff like I am now and like I was before. It's massively, you know, a city. So I started in Leicester doing my GCSEs, and at the start my mum lived there with us, and we'd go down and she'd drop me off at school and pick me back up. But Jake, who you've seen him in some of the other vlogs, he had an appendicitis, like where his appendix erupted and stuff, and he was actually like quite close to death. It was really bad, but I didn't realise this at the time, and I was phoned from my mum at the hospital, I think it was, saying, your brother's had appendicitis, like I can't pick you up from school, you're gonna have to catch the bus home. Which is, you know, all well and good, but where I lived before and where I live now, which is the same place, as you guys can see, there aren't a lot of buses around here. So I had no idea how to take a bus. So I'd been on buses before, don't get me wrong, but like only if school was taking us swimming or taking us to some sort of place. Been on a bus, completely fine. Been on a bus with other people, never been on a bus on my own. So I found the bus stop I needed to go to, went to that bus stop, stood there for, I think you had to wait like 15 minutes or something. Stood there for 15 minutes and the bus driver drove past me, because apparently, and nobody told me this, you're supposed to put your arm out to tell the bus driver to stop, which in my mind, like, why else was I going to be stood at the bus stop? I was obviously stood at the bus stop to take a bus. I just assumed the driver would be like, oh, look at that kid, he's after a bus, he's stood in a bus stop, I best pull over and let him on the bus. Did not work out like that, drove straight past me. I then waited for another couple of buses, never clicked on any of the times that you're supposed to put your arm out. And yeah, essentially ended up having to walk home, which was a good, like, I don't know, I bet the walk was like an hour and a half or so. So it just didn't really work out. Anyway, moving on a little bit further, my mum actually moved back to where we are now and took my brothers with her. But I decided to stay with my nan and granddad in Leicester because I'd already started my GCSEs, and I didn't want to have to redo my GCSEs because I was already like halfway through year 10. So I decided to just stay, do my GCSEs, and then move back home. Now, this meant because my mum wasn't there to take me to school and pick me back up and stuff like that, like she had done before, I had now had to get the bus. And because of my first experience with the bus, I didn't like the bus. So I decided instead I wanted to walk. And after thinking about walking and how long it took, and how, you know, I'd have to get to school in the morning and get back, and that's like 2 and a bit of my out, and that's like 2 and a bit hours of my day gone completely on top of school. I needed a better solution, and that's where this little BMX came into play. So I told my mum I wanted a BMX, and she probably felt a bit guilty about the fact that she'd left me in Leicester. So she bought me this BMX, and I loved it. I went to Chesterfield, had a look around, saw this purple one, thought it looked insanely cool, and got it. And it was just the best thing ever. It took me like half an hour to ride to school in the morning, half an hour after. I used to get in early and leave late so that I could do extra work because I was like a bit behind in my GCSEs. And I just really enjoyed riding to school. Like, it was so fun. It was never like a straight path. I had to go down hills and over little jumps and stuff, and I had little parts where I'd specifically go a certain way so I could ramp off curbs and all sorts of stuff. Like, it was really enjoyable, and I suppose it was like a bit of my first sense of freedom because I could go anywhere I wanted, and in Leicester you massively could. Sort of just cycle to wherever you wanted to go. It also came at a very ideal time in my life because at that age I was quite large. Like, I had a good amount of weight, and having to ride to school every day, every morning, and ride back every night was not only enjoyable for me because I enjoy riding bikes, like it caused me to actually lose like a fair bit of weight, which was also really ideal because now I was living with my nana and granddad. Their pantry and kitchen and stuff is never ever empty. Like, there's always stuff, so it was like an ideal situation. And essentially, like this bike, like I've got a big emotional attachment to it. This is my bike, you know what I mean? So I'm going to clean it all up. I'm going to order some parts today, hopefully, and in a future vlog, you'll see that it's all nice and shiny and sorted. And it just means that I can then start riding it during summer just to play around with it. Even if I take it to Imi's house or something, and then sort of we can go out on a little bike ride, or if I just want to nip to the shops, I can take my little bike, I can mess around, I can do some jumps, I can make some ramps around here, just that sort of thing. So I'm going to figure out what parts I need on the bike and go in and order them. Which I'm genuinely so excited to get it ready and all sorted and fine, because like I say, like it was a big part of my life in a weird way. And it was just a really good bike, so yeah. So guys, I've just bought 2 new inner tubes, a new chain and some other little bits just to get it riding nice. I'm going to end the video here because my story went on for a lot longer than I realised. But if you enjoyed the story, you enjoyed my videos, and you're interested in seeing where I go with putting the bike back together and whether I actually managed to get it done, please consider subscribing. It'd mean a lot to me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope I see you in another one. See you later, guys.
That's ISO. Rack it up, I gotta build up the bank to make me a safe house.